The movie opens with Donna, who is clearly aroused and attempting to indulge in a fantasy by herself, but it turns into a disappointment. She enjoys intimate encounters, especially those without attachments or expectations. Then there's Joe, who also enjoys intimacy and doesn't seem to have a preference when it comes to appearances. Christy Ann, on the other hand, doesn't seem particularly skilled in bed. Lastly, there's Stanny, who appears to have ruined his relationship. Going back to the start of the story, Stanny and Joe are frustrated after failing to find jobs for over a month since moving to California. Despite having no money, they decide to go to a bar, planning to run off without paying after having drinks, something they've done before back in New York. Meanwhile, Donna and Christy Ann prepare to head to a popular bar known for its male entertainers, hoping to meet guys. Though Christy is reluctant about it, Donna insists it will be fine. Coincidentally, Stanny and Joe are at the same bar. Upon arrival, Donna quickly spots them and boldly approaches. She introduces herself and Christy before getting them a table. They discuss their careers. Joe and Stanny are construction workers struggling to find jobs, while Donna is a screenwriter and Christy is a fashion designer. However, Donna isn't interested in small talk and soon suggests they continue the fun at her place. Although Joe and Stanny are surprised by her boldness, they eagerly agree. Back home, Donna and Stanny jump right in, having a wild time with each other, while Christy is more hesitant with Joe. She admits she doesn't think she can get into the mood, making Joe suggest they have drinks to lighten the mood. Donna and Stanny's encounter is intense and loud, which Donna enjoys. Meanwhile, the drinks help Christy loosen up, but when she and Joe try to get intimate, she starts laughing. Joe joins in, and they decide to just relax instead. Hearing Donna and Stanny at it again, Christy decides to give it a try with Joe. Unfortunately, it turns awkward, and Joe covers it up with jokes, making Christy laugh hysterically. At dusk, they all gather with their partners. The romantic mood unsettles Donna, so she decides to sleep. When she asks how much the guys charge, they're shocked. Realizing the girls mistook them for male entertainers, Stanny and Joe are furious. The situation escalates into a heated argument. By morning, they storm out of the house, having had enough. Though Joe begins to reconsider the money Christy offered, making Stanny decide to go back for it. However, when Donna answers the door, he hesitates and leaves, without asking for the money. Later at the motel, the guys wake up to start another day of job hunting. Joe is frustrated that Stanny didn't take the money, feeling they could really use it since they're nearly broke. At the house, Donna apologizes to Christy for pushing her into the situation, but Christy assures her it's fine, admitting Joe wasn't so bad. Donna confesses she had fun with Stanny, but promises not to make such a decision again. Joe finally works up the courage to return and ask for the money, admitting that he and Stanny are about to be kicked out of their motel. Christy tells Donna, who eventually agrees to give it to him. Before Joe leaves, Christy curiously wonders about her performance in bed since she knows it is a bad one. Joe reassures her, sharing that people often get inhibited their first time with someone new. Ironically, that was actually Christy at her best. Later, Christy confesses to Donna that she wants a more fulfilling experience. She then suggests hiring Joe and Stanny as their personal lovers and letting them stay in the pool house. Donna isn't sold on the idea at first, but eventually agrees. To get Joe's attention, they honk at him from the street. Back at the motel, Joe pitches the arrangement to Stanny, who seems reluctant about it. They get to have money, a free place to stay, and some fun in the bedroom until they find real jobs. Stanny finally agrees after realizing the benefits, and Donna lays down the rules. They can't enter the main house unless they're working, and they must be on call all day whenever the girls want them. Joe and Stanny settle into the pool house, but soon start fighting over a ball, distracting Donna as she tries to write. Christy brings them food, realizing hunger was the cause of their argument. She then heads to the shop while Donna goes out to write. At the shop, Cassandra, a fashion rep, tells Christy to prepare her clothing line for Fashion Week. However, she'll have to cover all expenses herself, adding an unexpected challenge since Christy doesn't have the funds. During dinner, Donna and Stanny clash over his views on women. He believes women aren't smart because they prefer men who treat them badly, instead of nice guys. Donna, offended, doesn't take it lightly and leaves the table. Later, Christy fully loosens up and enjoys her time with Joe in the bedroom, while Stanny admires the night view from the balcony. Donna joins him, and he apologizes for his earlier words, though it seems he still stands by them. Donna acknowledges that Stanny's perspective is giving her new ideas for her writing, as she's learning about how his mind works. Stanny acknowledges the fact she's a good writer, admitting she has a strong conviction. Donna usually speaks her mind openly, and Stanny respects that about her. The moment between Donna and Stanny grows intense, leading to a passionate kiss. Meanwhile, Christy is content after her time with Joe, and he asks what she'd like to experiment with next. In the aftermath of their passion, Stanny curiously questions why Donna writes when she seems to have enough money. She explains that she loves making things up, and writing is her escape from reality. As things start to heat up again between them, Donna quickly stops it, suggesting she get some sleep instead. Meanwhile, after Christy and Joe explore something new together, Christy admits it was fun, but suggests he returns to the pool house to avoid making Donna uncomfortable. While getting dressed, Joe gets angry when Christy comments that Stanny is too intense. Realizing his mood, Christy tries to apologize, explaining she didn't mean it spitefully, and Joe eventually opens up about losing their solid jobs in New York. He admits he made a mistake at work, which led to him being fired. Stanny insisted that if Joe was let go, they would both have to go, and that's how they ended up jobless. Since then, they've made a pact to stick together, no matter what. Later, Damien, Donna's ex-turned-friend, shows up to catch up with the girls. However, when Donna's writing comes up, an argument erupts. Both Christy and Damien feel Donna isn't putting herself out there enough. In the pool house, Joe and Stanny overhear the argument and decide to check it out. When they enter the house, Damien properly introduces himself, but Donna storms upstairs, with Christy following her. Christy feels like Donna is too relaxed to push her writing because of her financial security. While she struggles to get the money to showcase her own work, she urges Donna to put herself out there, but Donna takes offense and asks her to leave the room. Later, unable to sleep, Donna reflects on Christy's words and goes to her room to apologize. She offers to invest in Christy's show as a way to make things right. Though Christy wasn't aiming for Donna to invest, Donna insisted because she believed Christy was really good at what she did. Christy finally accepts, feeling excited about the offer, but makes Donna promise to push her own writing out there. The next day at the shop, Joe helps move boxes for Christy's show. Cassandra suggests he walk the runway due to his build, and Joe surprisingly agrees. However, Christy grows doubtful about her designs with critics attending the show. Joe reassures her, advising her to forget the critics and enjoy the moment, pulling her into a warm hug. At home, Donna and Stanny share a steamy moment, and afterward, Donna tries to learn more about him. Stanny opens up about his family, revealing that his rough upbringing shaped who he is. Donna listens intently to Stanny and realizes he has a unique way with words. She encourages him to start writing, suggesting he begin by jotting down his thoughts. To her surprise, Stanny agrees, seeing it as a good idea. As Christy and Joe prepare to head home, Christy admits she's never tried anything intimate in the car, and they decide to give it a go. However, they get interrupted by Cassandra. Meanwhile, Stanny takes Donna's advice seriously and begins writing in the pool house. Donna stops by, curious about what he's writing, but encourages him to keep going instead. She shares that she's sent 100 copies of her script to an agent, and Stanny feels proud that she's finally putting herself out there. Over the next couple of weeks, things seem to be going well for everyone. Christy creates new designs for Joe to model, and both Donna and Stanny focus on their writing. The group bonds, enjoying fun and eventful moments together. However, things take a turn when Stanny realizes he's fallen in love with Donna while playing out her fantasy. Donna immediately freaked out and suggested it was time for him and Joe to move out. Stanny feels disheartened and shares this with Joe, insisting they need to move out, leaving Joe with no choice but to agree. Just before they leave, Christy stops them and insists they wait while she heads in to talk to Donna. Christy senses that Donna has feelings for Stanny but is afraid to pursue them. She's happy with Joe and doesn't want them to leave, urging Donna to accept her emotions. Though Donna is reluctant at first, she eventually agrees when she realizes she does have feelings for Stanny. Donna meets Stanny outside the house and pulls him into a passionate kiss. Though she doesn't say the words back, Stanny asks her to let him love her the way she should be loved, taking things one step at a time. Over the next few weeks, Stanny and Donna's relationship seems to be going well, until they have a falling out. Stanny compliments Donna on her thick body, but Donna takes it as him calling her fat, and she doesn't take it well at all. Afterwards, Stanny feels frustrated by the argument and opens up to Joe, admitting that Donna is a lot to handle. He loves her deeply but feels he's hitting a wall with her intensity. Joe advises him to be more subtle with Donna, because Stanny can be intense too. Meanwhile, Donna vents to Christy at the shop about Stanny. She feels like he doesn't take their issues seriously, constantly repeating the same problems. While she acknowledges that Stanny can be sweet, she feels they clash often. Christy offers some advice on how to handle the situation, though she feels a bit unsure, especially since her relationship with Joe isn't as serious. It seems Christy is developing feelings for Joe as well. Afterward, while sharing a passionate moment with Christy, Joe notices her anxiety and encourages her to relax, explaining that a good time isn't about trying new things, but about having trust in one's partner. Christy finally lets go of her reservations, and they share the most intimate moment together. Meanwhile, Joe finishes his first ever novel and feels proud of his accomplishments. The fashion show is a great success, and Christy receives numerous amazing contracts. Surprisingly, Joe also lands a contract with a top modeling agency in Europe, leaving him overwhelmed by the opportunity. The reception back at the house would have been considered perfect, but Donna and Stanny end up arguing after Donna makes sexual innuendos with the guests in Stanny's presence. Later, Joe tries to tell Stanny about the contract, but Stanny isn't in a good mood. He believes relationships are all about control and that the girls are only interested in owning them. Joe disagrees, thinking it's different with Christy, but Stanny insists she's the same. Fed up with Stanny's attitude, Joe calls him out, wondering why he always has something negative to say about any girl he likes. Done with the conversation, he walks away, feeling disappointed in Stanny. Stanny, in a foul mood, confronts Damien, warning him to stay away from Donna, and nearly gets into a fight with him. However, Donna quickly intervenes and they both head inside the house. Meanwhile, Christy and Joe sneak away for an intense moment together. It's unlike anything they've experienced before, and it seems Christy has really grown comfortable with her sexual experiences, leaving Joe overwhelmed in the aftermath. However, things aren't going well between Stanny and Donna. They argue about their relationship and the differences between them. Stanny feels Donna wants everything her way, while Donna thinks Stanny is always looking for a fight. The tension quickly escalates, leading to a huge argument. Donna, in tears, accuses herself of being stupid for falling in love with him and calls the relationship off. Back at the pool house, Stanny angrily begins packing his clothes to leave, but Joe comes in and stops him. He tries to salvage the situation, but it seems it's really over between Donna and Stanny this time. Still, Joe manages to convince Stanny to stay the night since it's already late, before heading back to the party. Stanny feels heartbroken over his relationship and ends up crying from the pain and sadness. When Joe reveals he's accepting the contract in Europe, Christy is left with mixed emotions. She's happy for him, but also sad, knowing he'll be leaving the next day, unsure of what the future holds for them. The next morning, Joe and Stanny eventually leave, much to the disappointment of the girls. While walking down the road, Stanny suddenly realizes he wants to pursue his writing career and decides he doesn't want to go to Europe. Joe feels he can't go to Europe alone, but Stanny tells him that his heart isn't really in Europe. Joe's heart is with Christy, and Stanny has realized this too. Although Stanny can't stay, he urges Joe to go back to Christy since it's what he truly wants, apologizing for what he said about her the night before. This helps Joe realize how he really feels about Christy. Though they'll be separated, Stanny insists they'll still stay in touch, pulling Joe into a warm hug. Realizing the path he must follow, Joe decides to return to Christy and proclaims his love for her. Christy feels the same way and rushes into his arms. They lean in for a passionate kiss, both realizing their love for each other. It seems Christy and Joe have finally gotten their happy ending, but unfortunately, it's not the same for Donna and Stanny. Well, some people just aren't meant to be.